Hello! So 2013 is coming to an end, so I thought I would talk about some of the books that I want to read in 2014, and these are not new releases of 2014. I really hate making those videos, because I always forget like 5 books, and that's all the comments say. There are a lot of new releases that I'm really looking forward to in 2014, but today I want to talk about some of the books that are on the TBR that I want to read in 2014. I've made a video similar to this with like unread series, but I'm going to try to not be as repetitive, so these are different, for the most part, at least. So first on the list I have the Rainbow Rowell books. I feel like the correct pronunciation of this name is Rowell, because that's what everyone else says. This has not been confirmed for me, and it's much more fun to say Rowell. I bought these two, Eleanor and Park and Fangirl, and they both look like so much fun. I've heard that they're really great and quick and sweet reads, and Rainbow Rowell is like really nice on Twitter, so that's always a good thing when the author is nice. So I'm really excited to read these. I feel like I'll go through them really quickly. Next on the list I have the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. The first book is The Knife of Never Letting Go, and I have it, and it's a really pretty series. Like the covers, they look awesome. I love this one, it looks nice on the shelf, and I really want to complete it, but I really want to read the first one first, because I need to know how I feel about it. I've heard that the writing style is a lot to get used to, but people really like it once you get into it. And those end up being the best books. So this is one that I want to get off the TBR in 2014. The next one is another one that I've had on my shelf for a long time, and it is Leviathan by Scott Westerfield. For the longest time I pronounced his name as Scott Westerfield, saw an I in there, wasn't there, whatever. There are pictures in these books, which I like sometimes. I did read Uglies by Scott Westerfield. I didn't read the rest of the series even though I have the whole box set. But this trilogy, Leviathan, Behemoth, and Goliath, it sounds really different and cool. Next on the list I have The Rise of 9 and The Fall of 5 by Pittacus Lore. These are the next 2 books after the first 2 in the Lorien Legacies, which is the I Am Number 4 series. I read the first 2 and I bought the next 2, but I never read them and I really want to. I know this series is either going to be 5 or 6 books, I can't exactly remember, but I really want to continue them and finish it because it was really good. So this is on the list for 2014, most definitely. Next on the list I have The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. This is one that I really need to read. I don't think the movie is in theaters anymore. I don't think it even came to my theater. But I started reading it at one point, and it was so good. And the movie looks awesome. I love the music that they used in the trailer. And this is just one that I hear about all the time. So I really want to get started with The Book Thief and read the book and see the movie, because I'm really interested in everything that it has to do with. Now this next one, I feel like I've talked about it all the time, so I'm not even going to go into detail, but this needs to get done in 2014, before the last book. Not gonna promise it, only gonna hope for it. And then next is another series that I want to catch up on. It's the House of Night series by PCcast and Christencast. I read the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, and I have 8 and 9. Oh wait, no. I did read this one. I read the first 8, I have the 9th one. 10 and 11 are out. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the series is ending in 2014. Finally. Although now I can't make fun of it anymore. Yes, I can. But I would like to catch up on this and see what they do for the ending, because it's not a horrible series. It's just had lots of downfalls, so I kind of really want to see what's been going on. So I feel like this might be a guilty pleasure summer read for me, and then I'll be able to talk about the ending in October, November, whenever it comes out. The next one isn't one specific book, but it's an author, and it's David Levithan. I've read lots of collabs that David Levithan has done. Collab is so not the right word. I've read a lot of books that David Levithan has co-written, but I've never read, like, a David Levithan book. And I know that he's a great writer, so I really want to read some of his books like Boy Meets Boy, and The Realm of Possibility, and Every Day. And they're short books, so I could probably read them in a day, you know, like if I really wanted to. So David Levithan's books are something that I really want to dive into 2014. Another author that I really want to read more of this year is Ellen Hopkins. I read Crank last year and I liked it. I met Ellen Hopkins this year and she was so nice, and I have this whole big collection of her books and I've only read one of them and I feel bad about it. And I like her writing and I really want to read that writing style in a different story. And Tilt looks like a really good one. I really need to read The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I've heard that this is like really good. I did read Twilight and I did like it at the time. This cover is creepy. I've not heard many negative things about this, which is surprising with the amount of people that don't like Twilight. So I'll really have to see what this is all about. One more book that I really want to read is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, or J.K. Rowling. This is J.K. Rowling's new book that came out this year, and I really want to see what it's all about. I never did read The Casual Vacancy, and I'm kinda over it. I mean, it was really boring when I started it, so I don't know when I'll go back and continue it. But this one looks good, and I've heard that it's really good. I feel like if I don't make this book a goal, I will never end up reading it, so I really need to. And the final one, and mind you, these are just books that I really want to read. These are not the only books that I will read in 2014, and these are not guaranteed. Anyway, the final one that I really want to read in 2014 is An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. I know! This is the only John Green book that I have not read. Besides, you know, Let It Snow, which didn't get through. People have told me that this is their least favorite John Green book. But then, when I say that in a video, people also say that you shouldn't underestimate it. So, I want to know what I think about this one. And it's been a while since I've read a John Green book, and if my sources are correct, he has a new one coming out sometime. Will it be out in 2014 maybe? That would be nice. So I'm really excited for all of these books that I want to read in 2014. I think I'm going to set my reading goal at 50 again. I always set one on Goodreads, and I think, how many books do you have to read a month for that? That's a little bit more than 4 books a month. I think I can handle that, especially if I read some shorter books. I'm going to go back to my 50 pages a day thing that I was doing a while ago. There are so many awesome books on my shelf that I just have not read that I really want to change. Like, I want to change them from not read to read. This year has not been a great reading year for me, but it has been a good video year. It's kind of hard to juggle, like, school, reading, YouTube. There are times where I have to sacrifice one. So I'm excited to go back to a normal video making pattern, and then a normal reading pattern. That's the goal, at least for 2014 when it comes to reading for me. Let me know what your reading goals are for this year, and let me know one book that you really want to get off of your TBR in 2014. Maybe it's Game of Thrones. I'm not quite ready to tackle that. I would say that I will in 2014, but I know in my heart that I won't. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye!